Let me get this thing settled real quick. More difficult than I thought. That's gonna have to work. All right, how's it going, people? How's it going? How's it going? So I'll maybe wait about 2 more minutes. Get this thing jumping. Get it angled on me. All right, all right, all right. Okay, people. Let me give it maybe one more minute. Either way, I'm especially for the men. All right, so I'm just writing down a couple notes. I'm finna talk, a couple pointers I'm finna talk about. But this is going to be about how to how to procure a relationship from a male's perspective, right? And I use the word procure for a reason, because in relationship, a lot of times, even though some people aren't crazy about paying for a lot of things, and so the word procure is perfect because it's to obtain, especially with care and effort. So if you procure something, you're obtaining it with care and effort. Okay. All right. So for men, when we're trying to procure a partner, my advice I'm 36. My name is Steven Johnson, by the way. But from my experience as a 36-year-old man, when you're trying to procure a partner, whether it's a relationship or marriage or whatever you want to call it, the first thing you must do, first thing you must. All right, internet, do right, okay? I'm paying you for a reason, so you can allow me to do things like this. Come on, AT&T. And so, as a man, when you're procuring a partner, you want to procure someone who's crazy about you, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, as a man, majority of men in life, they see love, they view respect as love. So, people, we do love differently. Men and women love differently, but men, the respect you give us is the love we receive. For a lot of women, I'm not a woman, so I can't be factual on this. But from my understanding and all the dating I've done in my time, all the women women's version of love is time and affection, or time and attention, because some women are not affectionate, but it's time and attention. So as a man who's looking to procure your partner, and if you guys just not getting on procure, I use the word procure because procure means to obtain something with care. So when you're looking for a relationship, you want to procure it. You want to obtain it with care and great effort. But when you find you a woman, you want one that admires you, because admiration breeds respect. You can't have respect without admiration. Think about anybody you respect in life. There's something about them that you admire. If you do not admire somebody, it's really difficult to respect that person, because you have to admire them. Admiration, you have to have admiration for them before respect is born. And as a man, men want respect. That's just all it is to it. A lot of things happen because the lack of respect given, and it's not all the women's fault. It's mainly the culture, especially black culture. The culture breeds not respecting your man. The culture breeds us men calling our women in our music bitches or hoes or slutting them out, whatever the case is. The culture kind of breeds a lot of that. So if you're a man looking to procure you a partner, first find one that admires you. She has to admire you, respect you, and be willing to follow you. Willing is the operative word. She has to be willing. She has to be a willing participant. Because anybody who is forced to follow can unfollow at any moment. But somebody who's willing to follow has admiration and respect for you. Even when you're not at your best, they will still follow. Procuring your partner. Find a woman that's crazy about you. The next thing I want to talk about is the way you love for men. Men, we love differently from women. But as a man, when you're trying to procure a partner, your love has to be a lot of your actions. It also has to be words of affirmation. You have to tell that woman as many chances as you get. You have to mean it. So you have to erase everything you knew out of your mind, all the previous partners out of your mind. You have to focus on that one person. And you have to mean it. Express how they make you feel. Express the value that they bring to your life. Because when somebody is told that, hey, you're doing a good job for XYZ at the job, or if you're in any sport, when somebody tells you, hey, that tackle you made was big for us, it boosts your morale. It boosts your morale. So the love you have to have for a woman. Sing a song about drinking barf. Oh, okay, wow. So the love you have for your woman has to be multifaceted. You have to change your game up at all times. Make sure you're dressing nice on occasion. Make sure you're staying trimmed up. I'm not as trim as I can be, as I could be, but this is a time where I'm not. You also have to pay attention to her. Pay attention to how she moves. Pay attention to how she may smile at certain things. Find out what is interesting to her, right? First, she has to admire you. Boom, you got the admiration down. When you find your partner, when a man find a partner, you have to have a woman that admires you. Oh, the man is here. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. So you have to find a woman that admires you and respects you, because it's hard for men to move forward if we don't have respect. All right. Second, the way you love, words of affirmation, physical touch. You have to touch all of these, because women's interest and the way they receive affection, sometimes it morphs into all the love languages. Sometimes there's only one love language. Sometimes you just want to be touched. Sometimes you just want to be handled. No, I hope it's not. Well, I mean, if it is Drake, cool. I got Drake on the live, but yeah. So that has to happen. Second, but I should have threw this in first. Your wealth. Wealth is very important when you're procuring a woman. And I'm not saying you have to be rich, but you have to always, before you pick out a woman, pick out your future. Pick out your future before you pick out a woman, because your career, what you love doing, what you enjoy doing, is very impactful to how you choose your partner, right? So wealth, you don't have to be rich to be wealthy. Okay, you can be intellectually wealthy. It would be nice to be financially wealthy, but you have to be intellectually wealthy, emotionally wealthy, and that's another issue too. Men are becoming more emotionally intelligent. Not saying that we're crying all the time, but we understand now. Men are understanding now more than ever that a lot of stuff that we that our ancestors or our elders dealt with their women, we don't have to put up with it. That we have a switch mode now. The man today has a switch mode, and it's not that we're not chivalrous. Some women just don't garner the chivalry out of us. You don't bring it out. The independency thing for women is, I think, is really is twisted, sort of, because we think independent means I don't need XYZ. Never tell a man, as a woman, if you're a woman listening, never tell a man that you don't need them, because men, for one, we have to live off of respect, but we also pride ourselves on the resources that we provide. And if you don't need us, what do I have you for? Because a man's ultimate need is to provide and protect, whether it's himself, his family, or his kids, or whatever the case is. A man's instinctual nature is to provide and protect. And so if you tell us that, hey, I don't need no man, guess what? I don't know why you're here with me then. So once we get away from the wealth, and wealth is very important. Always if you're a younger man and you're listening, pick your careers wisely. Pick your careers wisely. If you want to go to college, and don't go into majors that don't provide income, because you're taking on debt. You're taking a chance to take on debt to gain an education. Don't take debt to become an art major and you didn't do anything with it. If you're gonna take on some debt, go to medical school, go to law school, engineering, things that nursing. These are things that teaching is another secure form of pay, but they don't get paid a lot. These are all things that you want to do when you're in college and you're trying to obtain wealth. Wealth starts first in the mind. If your mind isn't wealthy, nothing you do will be wealthy. It will all go away because your mind is not wealthy. You have to think wealth before you become wealth. And so now that you're looking for your family, you have to build wealth. As you build wealth and you have your future panned out, then go looking for a partner. Because once you build that wealth, you build a home, you build an environment, and once you build that home, that environment, and that wealth, then it's easier to bring the woman in to follow under you because you already have a direction of where you're going. I think the biggest issue with men today, we start relationships, we start families so early. I know I did. And we don't have a clear direction on where we're going. So it's hard for her to know where she is to be because we don't have a clear direction on where we're going. If you want a healthier lifestyle, a healthier relationship, already know where you're going. If you already know where you're going, you really are ahead of the crowd because most people, and I got a lot of homeboys. I'm in the military fraternity, Kappa Lambda Chi, but I got a lot of homeboys, and a lot of us younger, we didn't know our direction. I could tell it. We didn't know our direction. So when we start making families and we don't know our direction, she don't know where to go, and she don't know how to instruct the kids where to go. They don't even know how to follow because everything is in disarray. Third, your finances are extremely important. I know I put wealth as one, but wealth and finance are two totally different things. Now, wealth can come from your finances, but your finances are extremely important. Understand your budget, man. If you're making $50,000 a year, understand the budget of a $50,000 a year type of man. If you're making more, understand your budget. Become more comfortable in what you can and can't do. Because if you find a woman, this is the dangerous way to find a woman. If you find a woman through your finances, it is very dangerous because if you do not understand your finances, she will leave just as quickly as she came. And that's another dating point. Never lead a date or any type of relationship with your money. Because money can act funny sometimes. And funny money, they gone, honey. That was a rhyme. That was so corny. So corny. But yeah, your finances are extremely important. Understand how to move. And when you understand how to move in finances, then you can instruct her under your umbrella. Hey, baby, this is how we going to handle these bills. We got a trip coming up. Boom, 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 boom. Always plan ahead. I don't know why. I don't understand the science behind it. But my wife's sexual appetite for me shoots so high when I plan things. When I plan trips in the future, if I sit my wife down tonight and I say, hey, baby, I'm going to plan us a trip to go to, I'm in Arkansas, so I'm going to say, I'm going to plan us a trip to go to New Orleans. We're going to go out there and eat, do a little shopping, and we're going to just have some fun and go home. I guarantee that night I'll be getting some. I guarantee. I have no idea why. I don't understand the science behind it, but it happens every time. Plan for your women. Plan for everything. And you can do it. Me and my family, what we do, we have a meeting. My wife and my 6 kids, we have a meeting every month. We talk about the finances. We talk about what money we have. We talk about what money we don't have. We talk about future events. We talk about gifts, purchases, activities, games, whatever you name it, it is discussed because I want my entire family to understand this is what we got. This is how I'm coming. When they understand it, then we can all move together. And so finances are extremely important. Talk finances with your girlfriend. If you're men, when you start dating, talk about finances because you need to know where her mind at with money. She may admire you with the first step. If you guys don't, for the guys who came in late, You have to first find a woman that admires you. She has to admire you because admiration breeds respect. If she don't respect you, it's hard for her to admire you. After that, wealth. You have to have wealth built up before you meet any woman. Wealth built up in your heart, your wisdom. You have to have all of it. It's so difficult for men because, and I'm not saying it's not difficult for women, but it's so difficult for men because we have to have things put in place before you get here. Most times, a woman could literally just show up, and all she needs to bring to the party is her essence, her feminine essence. But for men, we have to procure wealth. We have to procure safety, satisfaction, attention, love, and still somewhat try to function for ourselves. And so you do that, boom. You build wealth, build the wealth first. Then you find you a woman who admires and loves you, admires you and respects you. And after you do that, then we go into the finance. You want to talk finance because it's extremely important on finances when you are getting into a relationship. You want to know what type of debt she's in. You want to know what her future goals are. You want to know what her 1 year goal, her 5 year goal, her 10-year goal, 15 year. You need to know how her mind is operating. And the commitment. Last thing is the commitment. When you find all of these things in a woman, the last thing you want to look at, not the last, because it's not the last, but it's just the last on my list, is the commitment. You want to see how she's committed to her family. You want to see if she had an active father. If she had an active father, there's a great chance in today's culture, which is weird. If a woman has an active father, there's a great chance she has a strong, independent mind. Independence is not a problem, but toxic femininity is, okay? Toxic femininity and independence is a very thin line that is oftentimes crossed, right? So you want to see how she's committed, then you want to see how she's committed to you. You want to see how she's committed to you. If you want to test this theory out, you don't have to be anything drastic or major, but when you get the time, if a woman has all the things, she admires and respects you, you have the wealth procured, you've discussed finance, she understands where you come from, the commitment to her faith, boom, you want to know about that. You want to know about the commitment to her family, boom. Does she have a strong family background? Does she have a father, active mother, active father, active grandparent? You want to know about all this stuff because you need to. This is an investment. If you get with a woman and you have all these things, eventually, somewhere down the line, creating your own lineage is gonna pop up. Creating your own offsprings. And so with that being said, you want to know what this woman is about because the woman is typically the first teacher for any child. She is the first teacher for any child. The mother is the first teacher. She's the first food source most of the time. She's the first nurturer that kid is ever going to see. She is the first of a lot of things for your kids. So if you're going to have babies with any woman, you need to do all of these checks before you decide to impregnate her. Because you're basing your whole legacy off of what she has stored in her repertoire of adultism. Has she been taught how to move properly as a woman? Has she been able to understand the power of her femininity, whatever the case is, that word? Has she been trained up in that? Who are her mentors? Who are her friends? Because typically, this is with males and females. If you want to know what that person is about, look at their friends. Because birds of a feather usually flock together. So look at their friends. And this is just the simple steps. It took me 20 minutes to get there, but these are things that we want to cover. And I'm going to break them all down again. And I'm going to change the order up. They're not the most important or the least important, but I'm going to change the order up. For a man, obtain wealth. The first thing you need to do before you start looking for a family or a relationship, obtain wealth. Learn how to save. Learn how to do a Roth IRA. Learn how to invest. Learn how to do these things, because eventually you want money that's making money for you. Because men are resourceful. So therefore, if you get with a woman and y'all start a family, you have to be able to provide resources. And if you are already planning resources for a family that you have yet to have, you're going to be miles ahead, because when the family does come, your wealth, your resources, your pool is going to be filled with passive income. And if you don't know what passive income is income that typically is making itself or making money when you're not giving it any effort. I wrote a book, what was it? Too Married Not to Marry by Stephen Kyle Johnson, Sr. I wrote a book, I want to say 2 years ago. I wrote a book 2 years ago. That book made me about $18,000. And a lot of that money that was made, I wrote that book one time. And I bought my own books. I went out and sold them, and some people bought my books online. But I wrote that book one time. And that one time I wrote that book, the 3 months it took me to write it made me $18,000. Now, there are some people who can make $18,000 in 3 months at their job, but it's a job that you're punching in the clock to work. When I wrote that book, in 3 months, it made me about $18,000, and I'll make more off of it because I have royalties that come with it. But that's $18,000 of money that I procured without putting in a lot of effort. I put a lot of effort to write the book, but the book itself did all the legwork for me. So that is another way of building wealth. Passive income. Build passive income. As a young man, you don't need women, you need mentors. Find you about 7 good mentors, people you look up to, people you want to be like, or people that you see something about them that you want to also have in your backpack of skills. You need to do that as a young man. I'm gonna say from the ages of 18 to 25, you need mentors. Find you some mentors. Find you some men that have been places, that know things, and that have also resources as well for themselves. And then as you're being mentored by them, just off of osmosis alone, you will gain insight on how to gain wealth. So once you have your wealth procured, then boom, understand your finances as a man. Understand your finances as a man. You need to understand your finances are extremely important. Extremely, extremely, extremely important. Because if you don't know how to control your money, you cannot control your house. If you cannot control your house, you cannot control your spouse. If you cannot control your spouse, then you for damn sure can't control your kids. And I don't want people to take control, the word control, as a bad thing, but it is necessary. Men have to, that's why a lot of men are egotistical. We have to be in control because we're naturally driven to do that. It is our natural instinct to control, provide, and protect. That's just how we're wired. So first things first, if you're looking for a family, build wealth. Build your wealth, build your finances. Learn how to be committed to something. Commit yourself to something. Commit yourself to something. Learn how to be committed to something, because it's like a mirror. You got to do all these things for yourself before you introduce a woman and a kids and a family, and then you're going to reintroduce it back to them backwards. So your wealth, your finances, your commitment, your faith, whatever your faith is, be strong in it, study it, and become it. Okay? Unless it's a faith that tells you to hurt others. That I don't know about that, but build your faith. And the last thing you got to do, and the last thing is love. For men, love should come last because the way we love is different. We don't have to like you as men. We don't have to like you. But our love comes from what we are willing to take or what we're willing to do for said person or people. I know for myself, I'm a big believer that if I have free time, I have a pretty nice career. I'm a data analyst. I have a pretty nice career, but I also like to make myself busy. I don't think a man, if you are a man and you haven't found your way, you should never work less than 40 hours a work week. That's if you're working for a company or hell, even for yourself. You should never work less than 40 hours a work week. You should, by all means necessary, if you have the ability to, you don't have kids, you don't have a family yet, you should want to double it. If not double it, half it. So you might want to pull in a 60-hour work week, whether it's working for yourself or somebody else. 60-hour work week, because 40 hours is just the bare minimum, and very few people make enough money to live off the bare minimum amount of hours. And then once you get your family, you have all this. You have all of this. You procure that woman, and once you procure that woman, you're going to give it to her backwards. You're going to show your love because you've already worked on it. You've already worked on yourself. Your commitment. Then you're going to go your love, your faith, your commitment, your finances, then your wealth. You're going to do the same. You can do it for yourself. Wealth, finances, commitment, faith, love. And I'm going to put faith up top. You're going to do faith, wealth, finances, commitment, and love. Then once you get that family, love, commitment, finances, wealth, and faith. You want to always be in a constant rotation of all of these. And if you do this as a man, I can almost assure you that your life will be better for it than it would have been had you not taken this opportunity to do this. This is your boy, Steven. I'm signing out. Peace. Thank y'all for showing up. And I appreciate the 3 or 2 or 4 people that chimed in and enjoyed this page. If you could, hit a like. If you enjoyed the material, hit a like and subscribe so I can keep providing this type of content. And it will get better. I'm new to this whole live YouTube thing, but I will make sure I'm continuously bringing you better and more effective content. All right. Peace out.